Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday, and we are going to get in the stew. We have all kind of good info with our hot topics. We are going to welcome Jessica Hernandez again back to The Good Life with Life is a Highway, our college correspondent from the University of Miami. And we're also going to get into self-respect, raising the bar. We kind of discussed this on Relationship Tuesday, and if you do not listen to the entire week, you really need to. Make sure you tune into Money Monday, Relationship Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, of course, Gumbo Talk Thursday, and The Good Life Friday. On Relationship Tuesday, I kind of put out something to all of our listeners in the world. Hopefully we can all do this, about raising the bar. And, sometimes, we don't like to put the burden on ourselves, but, sometimes you have to do what you... Exactly.
But you need to.
You have to... exactly.
Correct.
Thank you, Cindy. And, of course, I'm here with Cindy, my co-host. We're gonna handle it for y'all today. And as women, we really need to raise the bar. And if we raise the bar and accept a certain standard, then the men are automatically going to rise to the occasion. And the men on the show agreed this. They may not want to say it. But, this is real talk, and they're my co-hosts. So I'm really excited that they, stepped up to the plate and spoke as men and said, we'll step up if you raise the bar.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do.
I think also we need to support each other as women,
Yeah.
right? It's like many times we tend to knock each other down.
Exactly.
What?
Well, we're going to get into that exactly when we get back for the third segment. So make sure you stay tuned for the whole show today, because we are going to be breaking out. And speaking of breaking out, I am looking for a breakout artist. Debuting January 2016, the Good Life radio show will have new theme music. So don't get too used to Kanye West anymore. Can you deliver the good life? That is the question. The Good Life radio show is searching for new theme music. Musicians, DJs, artists, songwriters, I need you all to email your song to Eileen at tglradioshow.com. That's EILEEN at tglradioshow.com. Eileen at tglradioshow.com by December 25th. Yes, I may grant your Christmas wish. Entries will be played on the air, and the winner will be played daily as my new theme music starting in January. So we're really excited about this. It is a platform for the Good Life radio show to be able to grow, and I'm really excited to be able to do it with a new breakout artist.
So what are you looking for? What kind of tune? Maybe you could give the listeners some hint, because I'm pretty sure as artists they're thinking, okay, is she kind of like mellow? She likes slow music? She likes
Well, here's the deal,
right?
You should listen to me. Because if you listen to the show, then you know my personality.
Okay, so you gotta listen to
and
Eileen.
It's 9 o'clock in the morning, so you have to be able to wake somebody up.
Everybody's up. Okay,
and keep us up.
So,
and
that's the key right there, guys.
I'm pretty high
guys
energy.
And gals, I'm sorry.
Yeah, guys and gals.
Guys and gals. So
I
that's
love the
key.
ladies.
That's the key word right there. So you gotta wake the audience up. So
Exactly.
your music needs to be.
It needs to be
humping.
the good life.
Yeah.
It needs to deliver the good life.
Some
and
joy
that's what
in
we're
it,
looking
yeah.
for. Exactly,
All right,
Cindy, exactly. And of course, we will put your name in there. Might be Welcome to the Good Life with Eileen, featuring blah, blah, blah artist, or however we want to arrange it. But
That is a great opportunity.
Thank you.
We
play daily, Monday through Friday.
Oh, my God.
Monday through Friday, right, until. And when I walk out on Ellen and all these major shows, because that's what's happening in the future, your theme music will be played. So make sure that you deliver the good life to me, because we are searching for
How long are you looking for?
About 90 to 120 seconds. It really doesn't have to be that long. But if you're feeling it, just make a whole song.
And then you could kind of cut in.
Or we can create it
whatever.
together. Once I decide I like the beat or, the music that you provide, we can create something together.
So you're looking for just beats? Or are you looking for words? Or...
I'm just trying to help
the artist.
I want them to be creative.
Okay.
It can be either or, because we're going to put words to it, because I have to put my name and their name in it.
And I'll just give this another hint. Eileen's personality is vibrant. So as you're thinking of music and tones and all sorts of stuff, think out the box.
Yeah, exactly.
Think out the box. So think Jack in the Box.
Yes.
I'm thinking of Jack in the Box.
I don't like anything regular.
Yeah. She has orange and green on today.
I do. Shout out to Jessica Hernandez in the University of Miami. I put on my University of Miami shirt this morning, and I have my green pants to match. So I am definitely in her colors and celebrating Jessica for our second segment today.
Just that outfit alone, she is bold. so when you putting together music for her. Think
yes.
bold.
Think bold. Because that is the good life, and that's what we deliver. Unfortunately, everyone isn't delivering the good life this morning. And, of course, we have to talk about this.
What's
because
going on?
San Bernardino massacre, there was a massacre yesterday. But the sad part about it is it wasn't even the only massacre yesterday. There were two. Of course, there was a mass shooting in San Bernardino, California that has left 14 dead and at least 17 others wounded. But the sad part about this is, on top of all of the lives lost, we aren't even shocked by this type of behavior anymore. And that's the shocking part.
That's scary.
This should be like overwhelming. There should be outpouring of, number one, love, compassion, understanding, and tolerance. But we should be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened in our country. But unfortunately, that is not the situation. Early Wednesday morning, a gunman opened fire in Savannah, Georgia, leaving 3 men injured and 1 woman dead. I'm getting all of this information from Mashable.com this morning. The Savannah Chatham Metro Police Chief Jack Lumpkin told local news that the shooting was believed to be a result of group violence, and police are seeking at least 2 suspects who remain at large. That news comes just days after a mass shooting over the weekend outside of a Planned Parenthood clinic in Colorado Springs, where there were 3 people who were killed and 9 more wounded. 5 more were shot in Illinois on Sunday. On November 22nd, a suspect turned himself in after 17 people were shot in at a playground in New Orleans, Louisiana. Y'all, that's in our backyard. The nation's mass shootings are archived by data by the Gun Violence Archive, a group which provides raw data about gun violence. There were 27 such shootings in November alone. Did y'all hear me?
27?
27 shootings just in November.
Literally 1 per day. Almost.
Almost.
There's 30 days in November.
Exactly.
Oh my
exactly.
gosh.
And this is what I'm going to.
This is horrible.
You know, the nation's mass shootings are just multiplying. It's absolutely out of control. Outside of yesterday's 2 mass shootings, police are said to have detained at least 1 person in connection to a shooting that left 1 man dead outside of Clinica Hispania, a family clinic and women's health center in Houston, Texas. So elsewhere, a suspect wanted for a prior shooting was killed in Denver, Colorado on Wednesday after he allegedly shot and severely injured a police officer. So in 2015, the U.S. has seen as many as 351 mass shootings in just 334 days. Did y'all hear me?
Oh my gosh.
351 mass shootings in just 334 days. Seriously? And a mass shooting is more than 4.
Correct.
So this isn't just like, this isn't just one. Right.
Yeah.
So this isn't adding up just what one-on-one violence.
Correct.
At what point is this not okay anymore? At what point do we rise up? At what point do we start having some gun regulation? Mm-hmm. And of course, gun regulation isn't going to, just be
it's going to solve the problem.
Exactly. It's not just going to solve the problem overnight. But I was listening to CNN this morning, and the gentleman said it perfectly. Gun laws are like a safety belt or seat belt.
Yeah.
When you're in an accident, it may not stop you from having an accident or getting hurt, but it sure will, soften the blow. Correct. And it's the same situation. It's not going to solve all of the problems. No one is perfect. No law is perfect, but it can stop some of this violence. And we really need to step up to this. Cindy?
Correct. No, I definitely agree. And you know what? Funny that you mentioned about how we're receiving all of this massive shooting and, the community are not having a outrage. And honestly, yes. I thought to myself for a second, because as I was over the Thanksgiving holiday, as I was just reading different articles, I actually had that thinking like, oh my God, another one. And I just got to the point where I don't even read the entire story anymore because it's so overwhelming. And it's like I don't even want to go on Facebook because that's all you read now.
It's sad because honestly, this may sound bad. I stopped listening to local news because I didn't want to hear about a shooting and crime every day. Well, I can't even watch national news now because it's a crime or a shooting every day. That's what I was trying to work my way away from.
Yeah. Seeing
that because you're putting this into your head every day and you're becoming, numb to it.
Yeah.
But
we can't be numb to it. We have to get out. And I know the Bunny Park shooting was horrible. I mean,
oh my goodness.
And it's like in our neighborhood, right?
Yes,
in our community.
Literally.
Because I know for the past I
know
guess
people who live like right across the
incident
street.
has been outside of New Orleans. Then we have one in New Orleans, and it's like an awakening. And so, I think gun control policy needs to be discussed heavily, hopefully with our new governor.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm going to say. The only way that if we want change, that we can create change is by putting some pressure on our
leaders,
lawmakers who make these decisions.
Yeah.
We have to. And we're not saying, and of course, I do not carry a gun, but I do carry mace. Don't play with me. But,
mace is deadly too, so,
well,
but hey.
Don't play with me.
That's right.
Right. So, but, the point is we have to start, opening the conversation. Yes. We have to start reining it in a little bit. And they said during Black Friday they had a rise in the gun applications. Really? Like, is the answer more guns?
Really?
Yes!
I know there was a decrease in sale because of the protests. But I didn't read about that.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, my gosh.
And speaking of something else that's ridiculous, we had a lot of our Black pastors from all over the nation meet with Donald Trump.
And so that's very confusing.
Very confusing. So actually, there was an open letter by Shanita Hubbard, who is a writer and a social justice advocate. And she put this open letter to her Black pastors on theroots.com. And so after I read her open letter, we're going to play a clip from our Bishop Morton right here in our area, who is now in Atlanta as well. But I'm going to read this letter, and we're going to hear the sentiments from Bishop Morton, I should say. She said, "Dear pastors, my least favorite thing about non-spoken forms of communication is the room for misunderstanding that comes from not being able to detect the tone of a person. Please allow me to minimize this possibility of misinterpretation by first outlining exactly how I feel. I am angry, disappointed, slightly confused, and fully embarrassed. But this isn't the type of hurt or anger one can achieve without having some sort of personal connection to the offender. This is more than type of hurt and anger that I always assumed served as the catalyst for Michael Eric Dyson's essay about Cornel West. It's the level of anger that comes when a person you hold or previously held in high regard does or says something so offensive that you feel compelled to respond. Only a person with whom you currently have an emotional connection can evoke that level of emotion from you. Who else would have that sort of power? I have spent a significant portion of my life with you. By you, I am referring to Black pastors in African American churches. While I may not have attended any of your specific churches, as a Black Christian, I regularly attended African American services and have developed a respect, love, and appreciation for the office of pastor. So by default, this respect was extended to you as well. That was until I watched the media coverage after the meeting with Donald Trump. A public endorsement of a man who is blatantly racist and willingly ignorant and has a political agenda that does not seem to include the very people who selected you as their pastor. None of this makes any sense. It is perfectly clear why Trump would consider it beneficial to blast this meeting that would include, as he stated, endorsements of 100 Black pastors. Yet it is unclear why you would allow him to use you in this ridiculous ploy. To be frank, pastors, it makes me question your motives. In fact, it is making many people question your motives and speculate about exactly how many building funds were paid off in exchange for your Uncle Ruckus, Mr. Trump, show is a good man verdict. I could hardly stand to watch the coverage, and I certainly don't have the stomach to continue to follow it. I'm not sure how the members of your congregations feel, but I personally am embarrassed, and to be clear, the notion of wanting some form of political influence that might benefit the Black community isn't lost on me. I understand that. What I don't understand is how any form of endorsement of Trump would help ensure this. Again, I suspect that this is also clear to you, too, which reiterates my original point of questioning your motives. In the interest of still honoring the office of pastor, I won't go any further with this statement. And it goes on and on and on, but I want to play this clip from Bishop Morton, I'm sorry.
I was invited to the first meeting in Atlanta. That was the foundation as they was laying it out in Atlanta. And so I refused to go, the pastors that was organizing here. Because I just feel as though if I'm a kingdom representative, I represent the kingdom of God, so thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. What Donald Trump is representing right now, the insults, the degrading, is not what we're all about. So for me to endorse somebody like that, where you have no respect for people, I mean, with the women, I think that was a disgrace. And just the disabled reporter, that is unbelievable. Even the way they pulled the man out, Black Lives Matter. It's like a bully in the 21st century. It's not presidential. I think if you're going to be a president, you got to be presidential. Now, I don't mind, I want to make it clear, I don't mind pastors go and pray for Mr. Trump. But in the prayer, I think that they need to say to Mr. Trump, listen, you need to apologize to the women, you need to apologize to the immigrants, the list goes on and on. And if he comes out and says, look, I just met with some men of God and women of God, and I'm sorry, everything I said, then you could look at him differently. But right now, he doesn't believe in apologizing. So that's not what I'm looking for. I'm leading people, and the same kind of people that he's hurting. How do I go back to my people and say, hey, we're endorsing him, but he's talking bad about us?
How do we endorse him and he's talking bad about us? I'm just going to leave it right there with the words of Bishop Paul Morton. He is one of our leaders in our community. He is branched out. He's in Atlanta and all over the world. I want to thank him for his leadership and all that he does for us, because how can you endorse him? We will be right back. This is The Good Life with Eileen. We will be back with Jessica Hernandez. Life is a highway. Preparation. Are you prepared?
What?
Cindy, are you prepared?
For what?
You'll find out when we get back.
All right.
Hi, I'm Susan Henry, General Manager at WBOK 1230 AM. Thanksgiving and Christmas are difficult times for so many of our neighbors. To increase awareness of hunger and foster widespread community support, we are teaming up with Second Harvest Food Bank for their holiday meal drive. You can help this effort by donating non-perishable food items. Donations can be bought to WBOK at 1639 Gentilly Boulevard between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Thank you in advance for your support of WBOK, Second Harvest, and the fight against hunger in South Louisiana.
Hello? I need help. My hair is a mess and my man texts me telling me to be ready for 8. He has a surprise. What am I going to do? My stylist takes forever.
I got you. Call Ringlet Salon. I just left there.
Where?
Ringlet Salon. They took me within minutes and had me in and out in no time. Very professional, and I scheduled online at ringlets.com.
For real?
Girl, for real.
Does Ringlet Salon hook up your roots?
Looks like I got a perm, and you know I'm anti-chemicals. Ringlet Salon has my hair soft and bouncy. I'm getting the Brazilian Blowout Express next week. It eliminates frizz for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Okay, I'm all about Ringlet Salon. Where are they located?
Ringlets has 2 locations, one at 4712 Paris Avenue and one in the Hilton Hotel on the river. That location validates parking for 4 hours and is open on Sunday.
Perfect for a working woman like me. That's all I needed to know. I'm going to be fresh for my man.
You will if you schedule your appointment at ringlets.com. That's RINGLETTS.com.
Bye. Go and make my appointment with Ringlet Salon now.
Signs Now provides you with the right solution for all your sign and graphic needs. Indoor, outdoor, temporary, permanent, an upscale look, or a simple functional design. We'll help you find the right solution for your project. Stand out in a crowded world with the right solution from Signs Now.
Visit Signs Now at 1903 Porter Street in New Orleans.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNOLA.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
L&R Security provides the good life. They make their mark in the security arena by providing excellent security services for more than 35 years and are licensed in more than 13 states. L&R Security's team comes with a wealth of experience from the military, law enforcement, and law enforcement training. Their personnel is comprised of more than 200 employees trained in video monitoring, special event services, convention services, armed and unarmed security guards, ticket takers, executive security, personal bodyguards, hall monitors, and critical infrastructure personnel that are TSA trained. L&R Security services are provided on a 24-hour basis and have expanded to the newest technology, including video monitoring. Find them on the web at www.lrsecurity.com or call them today at 504-943-3191. Again, that number is 504-943-3191. Live the good life with L&R Security today.
WBOK, real talk for real times.
Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Welcome to the good life.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday, and we are here to get in the stew with my partner, Cindy. I'm so excited to have you here because were you prepared for the weather today? You look like you were prepared.
Yeah, because Sean always tell me the day before.
That is so OC.
Yeah, he always tells, because he
Sean.
doesn't make sure the kids are dressed warm. So he's like, it's going to be 44 degrees. So, and the
Do
best
I look
part
like
of that,
I was
he
prepared?
Actually iron all my clothes and.
What?
Yeah,
Look
I
how
know.
prepared
He's so
you
sweet.
are.
Iron clothes for the boys and everything. So
we have more men like that.
Yeah.
Just shout out to Sean.
So what are we preparing for?
Well, we are preparing for preparation.
Where are we going?
Huh? Let's see. We're
taking a trip here?
Hey, you never know, but being prepared in general. One of the most important virtues that you should possess is preparation. And I'm a work in progress. Let me not even play. I'm a work in progress. Preparation is the process of becoming prepared for whatever journey you plan on undertaking. So we're preparing for the unexpected, for anything. It is safe to say that almost everyone has desires and wishes that they would like to see come to pass. These wishes and desires can only be accomplished through hard work and persistence to one's goal. That's the good life, y'all. However, most people find it almost impossible to get off the starting block. Oh, that's me sometimes. This will lead to unrealized goals and eventually disappointment in yourself. So fortunately, through the power of preparation, you'll be able to beat back disappointment and realize your goals. And we have Jessica Hernandez from the University of Miami on the line this morning. Good morning, Jessica, and welcome to the Good Life.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am blessed because life is a highway. We're all just trying to find our destination through preparation.
And Jessica, I just want you to know that Eileen is representing you today. So she has on the University of Miami T-shirt.
I do. That you sent me.
Yeah. So.
And if you do not know who Jessica Hernandez is, I want each and every one of you to know who she is. She is my niece. She has left the Carter clan, and we had to pull her away because I didn't really want her to go. She had to pull herself away. And she is at the University of Miami. We are so proud of her. She was doing great things there. And she started a blog. The blog is Life is a Highway. We're all just trying to find our destination. And it comes out every Thursday. So please follow her on jessiehern.wordpress.com. That's JESSIEHERN.wordpress.com. And she will come on Gumbo Talk Thursday every other Thursday and give us just an update of college life. You know, we have so many of the listeners, number one, college listeners, and as well, you know, parents. And sometimes we don't necessarily know and understand what they're going through. So she'll give us a little bit of that. So, Jessica, what was your blog on this morning?
Oh, okay. So this morning I actually posted a blog about preparing for exams.
Preparation.
Yeah. So either people have started their exams already or they're about to start on next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to connect with people about that.
And it's really funny that you're bringing up this topic because Ada School actually, look how prepared they are. They sent us a midterm preparation sheet on how to prepare for midterms and what your child should be doing every day. So I can teach him better habits. So I can, so we can all live the good life. So preparation is something that we can all use in our lives. So what are some tips that you can give people to be prepared? Because coming home from Thanksgiving break, were you really in the mood to start studying for exams?
Definitely not. Honestly, I went into Thanksgiving break and I should have been studying then, and I procrastinated a lot. But as soon as I got back, I really had to crack down. I had to create for myself an exam schedule so that I could stay on task. And I even have tests today and tomorrow before my exams actually start next week. So,
really?
In my article, I just kind of talked about, first of all, the basics, the things that, even my mother harasses me about, getting a good night's sleep, eating right, getting a healthy breakfast, stuff like that, and that I should be studying every day. But, on top of that, I added things that, mothers will know, but, it's more a college student thing, You got to go to the library, you got to go to Starbucks, wherever you are, you need to sit in your quiet little corner, put on your headphones, make sure you're not distracted. And basically you need to figure out what is the best way for you to study, whether it be going to your professor's office hours, whether it be getting free tutoring on campus, being in a study group, making note cards. You need to figure out what works for you so that you can make that A.
So, Jessica, let me ask you a question. So I've noticed a lot of young people has headphones on, and you have to listen to music. Then, if you listen to music, how can you study?
So I'm one person who likes background noise. Depending on what I'm studying, I wear headphones. If it's something that I really need to focus on, I'll sit in the quiet. But I need to be somewhere where there's at least a little bit of background noise, and it's easy to zone in if you have something like that.
Okay.
So it helps me.
I like the tip with the note cards because I do that with my sons with the note cards because I think that helps you kind of test yourself, as you're studying. And so you don't have to, pull a partner in to study with you because sometimes partner can be very distracting.
Oh, I know.
Right.
And you get sidebar and you get into other conversations.
Absolutely.
Right.
I do all the time.
But mom tip is really, I like mom's tip. Good night's sleep is really critical. Eating healthy. And I always tell my kids that if you when we're studying with the triplets, they're studying for second quarter right now. And the other night I noticed Alice was getting tired. I said, let's go to bed. We'll get up early tomorrow and let's start a new day. But having a good night sleep really helps your brain to circulate and to be fully energized. And to be able to remember what you study.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
exactly.
the mom tip is really critical.
Jessica, I'm going to read an excerpt of your blog from today. It says, first, stay organized by creating a study schedule for yourself. Figure out when your exam is and what you need to do each day to prepare. If you spread out before studying, you're less likely to get stressed and pull all-nighters. We all need a good night's rest the night before an exam. If you just review your notes before going to sleep, the information will process overnight and you'll be better prepared. Do not misinterpret what I'm saying, though. You are not going to magically know the information. You still need to study beforehand. I think that's really important about what you put into your mind before you go to sleep. How important is that for you, Jessica?
Oh, yeah. When it's exam time, I make myself a study guide. I review my study guide right before I go to sleep, and then I seem to think about it as I'm going to sleep, and then I wake up and I seem to know it a little bit better. But I do study beforehand. I know the information. It's just a review that I do before I go to sleep.
But isn't it funny about what she says and like what we talk about on The Good Life all the time? Because this is being applied to college life, but this is really about our everyday lives, about being prepared, about having a study plan, or, you know, writing out a list of what you need to do for the day and making sure that you get those things done. And, you know, at night, you know, focus on the things that you need to get done for tomorrow. You know, some people like make their notes and, you know, meditate at night, you know, get your mind right and go into the next day refreshed. So you're not, as Jessica says, stressed out and pulling all-nighters.
Yeah.
Because that is not the good life.
No, I could definitely agree with the schedule. I look at my calendar like at 6 in the morning and prepare myself for the day, so I know mentally where I need to be at, what I need to accomplish, what needs to be done, not just for work but also for the kids. And then that way I feel overwhelmed when things are not done on time. Mm-hmm. And so I love the scheduling concept. It works really well. And I know for those that are not used to the scheduling, try it. I mean, you probably find yourself so organized that you may think this like awesomely crazy, but it's a good feeling to have. So when you're able to accomplish everything that you need to get done for the day.
And Jessica, lastly, I'm going to read another quote from you. You said, lastly, make sure you find a way to study that is best for you. Maybe you work best with a study guide. Maybe you're a flashcards kind of person. I know I am, and Aiden is. Or someone that learns best when they study in a group. I recommend using the website Quizlet. You can even download the app on your phone. Quizlet lets you improve your memory and somewhat simulates what the exam will be like. What is this app? How did you find it? And please let us know so we can let other people we know.
Correct.
Because I'm sure it works. It doesn't just work for college. I'm sure it works for us learning things as adults. And, you know, we have some high schoolers and middle schoolers, and I'm sure they could use some help with this app as well. So what is it?
So Quizlet is basically my godsend. You know, I used Quizlet all throughout middle school, high school. It saved me with a lot of studying. And my class, like some people, one person would make a Quizlet set, and then we'd share it with everyone else. You can email it to everyone. You can even make a class Quizlet, and then every set that each member of your class makes will be in this giant class page for you, and you can study anything that you want. So basically what you do in Quizlet is you go onto the website and you make yourself a set of flashcards. You'll have, you know, the word, the definition, however you want to do it, a question, an answer. And they have a whole bunch of different applications within it so that you can test yourself. It creates tests for you. It'll test you by giving you the definition, and you can say the word, or giving you the word and you have to say the definition. They have a little matchup kind of thing, so it'll give you like 10 definitions or words. It'll mix it up, and then you have to match it to what it's supposed to be. And they have a couple of games too, so that you can really test yourself on the knowledge that you're learning.
So a virtue study partner, literally, like, right? A virtue study partner.
Let's be
Yes,
clear.
ma'am.
I'm going to use this for Aiden.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try that out.
We're getting on this today because a lot of, you know, they're coming up with
Second quarter.
Midterm exams, and just like we have a lot of college students who are out there who are doing their midterm exams, you know, this is the time, and the kids don't stress. It's not just the kids that stress, we stress too.
The parents.
Right. So if there's a ways that we can get through this time of year a little bit easier, you know, we are all for it. So Quizlet. Jessica, you said it's been one of your saviors?
Yes. It really
I think
has.
it's awesome. I
Especially
think,
like
you know.
the test part of it, like it'll generate a test for you. It'll have a couple of different sections for actually fill in the blank, a matching, a multiple choice, a true false. It's literally the best thing that's ever happened to me.
So it basically creates a test that the teacher is going to give you on the same information. So number one, you're learning it because you're learning the information because you're putting it in yourself. And then it basically regurgitates that information in a variety of ways so that you can learn it. Oh, that's the best thing since.
And then actually go away from the note cards.
Right. But then it's technology based, which the kids like.
I was going to say that was the key, you know, just for them to be on the iPad, you know, to be able to do something more productive.
Right.
I love it. I love it.
And, all of our children learn in different ways. And
Correct.
so the option of, giving out Quizlet and Jessica's giving us this information today was everybody learns in different ways. Maybe your child hasn't been able to really digest information. Well, let's try something different. Maybe it's not that your child can't learn or, they're just frustrated with the learning style. Maybe they just need a different style. Let's open our minds to living differently in the world because what, Jessica? Life is a highway. We're all just trying to find our destination. So, Jessica, how can they follow you? I know everyone wants to get your information because you just dropped some information on a lot of people. You're going to make their lives a lot easier right now. So how can they follow you on WordPress?
On WordPress, if you just write into the link to my blog, into the website, whatever, into the URL thing, there's just a follow button on the side of the page on the left side. It's really big. You shouldn't be able to miss it. Just click follow. If you're not a WordPress member, you can just type in your email, and every Thursday that I post a blog, you'll get an email telling you that it's up.
And so if you don't follow Jessica, I don't know what's wrong with you. If you have children, she gives you all the good tips, send it to your college-age student, even your high school student who's going to be going to college soon. Let them get ready. Let them get prepared. It's jessiehern.wordpress.com. That's JESSIEHERN.wordpress.com. JESSIEHERN.wordpress.com. And that is The Good Life. And I'm also going to post it on my social media outlets. And that's The Good Life Radio Show on Facebook. It's also at TGL Radio Show on Twitter and Instagram. At TGL Radio Show on Twitter and Instagram. And that is Life is a Highway. We're all just trying to find our destination. Thank you, Jessica, so much. You dropped lots of information. I will be on Quizlet with Aiden tonight, because you just made my life a lot easier. Thank you very much.
Thanks for sharing that tip.
Me.
So this is my niece, Jessica Hernandez. Shout out to the University of Miami, the Hurricanes, because they got a hurricane in her, because she's going to be doing great things. So make sure you all remember her name. And that's The Good Life. We'll be right back.
I'm Dr. Eric Griggs. Join me on Thursdays from 1 to 2 p.m. where we talk about health and community affairs. Get checked, get fit, and get moving. You can friend me on Facebook at Doc Griggs or follow me on Twitter at DocGriggs1. Again, join me on Thursdays from 1 to 2 p.m. here on WBOK Real Talk for Real Times.
Universal Printing in New Orleans East is the place to go for all of your digital printing needs. Universal Printing offers a wide range of printing services and promotional products. They handle everything from business cards to personalized prescription pads. They even print yard signs, banners, and vehicle magnets. Stop by Universal Printing at 9900 Lake Forest Boulevard in New Orleans East near Reed. Or give them a call at 504-244-1177. That's 504-244-1177. Come on down to Universal Printing and let the experts handle all of your printing, marketing, and promotional needs so you don't have to.
Hello? I need help. My hair is a mess and my man texts me telling me to be ready for 8. He has a surprise. What am I going to do? My stylist takes forever.
I got you. Call Ringlet Salon. I just left there.
Where?
Ringlet Salon. They took me within minutes and had me in and out in no time. Very professional, and I scheduled online at ringlets.com.
For real?
Girl, for real.
Does Ringlet Salon hook up your roots?
Looks like I got a perm, and you know I'm anti-chemicals. Ringlet Salon has my hair soft and bouncy. I'm getting the Brazilian Blowout Express next week. It eliminates frizz for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Okay, I'm all about Ringlet Salon. Where are they located?
Ringlets has 2 locations, one at 4712 Paris Avenue and one in the Hilton Hotel on the river. That location validates parking for 4 hours and is open on Sunday.
Perfect for a working woman like me. That's all I needed to know. I'm going to be fresh for my man.
You will if you schedule your appointment at ringlets.com. That's RINGLETTS.com.
Bye. Go and make my appointment with Ringlet Salon now.
You're on the move, and so is your bank. Liberty Bank now offers you the power to manage your money from the palm of your hand with mobile banking with Liberty Bank. Whether you need to check balances, transfer money, or view transactions, Mobile banking at Liberty Bank allows convenient and secure access to your money. Enroll today at www.libertybank.net and download our mobile app. You can mobile bank at Liberty Bank to keep the power in your hands. Liberty Bank. There's freedom here. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
L&R Security provides the good life. They make their mark in the security arena by providing excellent security services for more than 35 years and are licensed in more than 13 states. L&R Security's team comes with a wealth of experience from the military, law enforcement, and law enforcement training. Their personnel is comprised of more than 200 employees trained in video monitoring, special event services, convention services, armed and unarmed security guards, ticket takers, executive security, personal bodyguards, hall monitors, and critical infrastructure personnel that are TSA trained. L&R Security services are provided on a 24-hour basis and have expanded to the newest technology, including video monitoring. Find them on the web at www.lrsecurity.com or call them today at 504-943-3191. Again, that number is 504-943-3191. Live the good life with L&R Security today.
When it comes to the voice of the people, we're the choice of the people. New Orleans' own WBOK 1230 AM. Real talk for real times.
Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Welcome to the good life.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to the Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday, and we are getting into the stew. We were on the line with Jessica Hernandez, my niece from the University of Miami, and she just gave us some information about Quizlet.
Yeah,
and go ahead.
We want to make sure that everybody knows that it's free, parents. It is a free download.
Free. Free.
Yeah, app.
Free app.
And so, Eileen and I download it on our phone already.
Of course.
I'm like setting up my account right now, making sure I put all the triplet words in.
I know.
I'm going to make my life easier.
That's what the good life is all
right.
about.
That's
it's about
right.
opening your mind to living differently in the world. And we all know that when our kids have tests, we have tests too, especially when they're in that age of they're trying to become independent, but you're still giving them those tools and those steps. Well, here's a tool to make your life easier. We got it from Jessica Hernandez from the University of Miami. Make sure you follow her on her blog, jessiehern.wordpress.com. Life is a highway. We're all just trying to find our destination. First year college student. You know what it was like when you were in college your first year. You thought you knew what you wanted to do with your life. Then you were like, maybe not.
Exactly.
Maybe not. And speaking of knowing what you want to do with your life, I put out a movement or started a movement on Tuesday, and we are going to continue it right here on Gumbo Talk Thursday with the ladies, because that's what the good life is all about. We were discussing self-respect. People are often confused about what it means to have self-esteem. Some think it has to do with the way you look or how popular you are with your friends or others. But others believe that having a great body will help you gain self-esteem, while others think you actually need to have accomplished something in order to have good self-esteem. Guess what? It's none of them. Boiling down to it, self-esteem simply means appreciating yourself for who you are, faults and all. It seems like other cultures don't grapple with self-esteem as much as Americans do. What is the deal with us? Perhaps because of the emphasis we seem to put on materialistic indicators of self-worth, like what kind of car we drive, what school your kids attend, what grades you have, how big your house are, or what your title is at work. None of these things should determine your self-esteem. Everybody is meant to do something else. And just because somebody does something differently than you does not mean that it should affect your self-esteem. You need to know who you are. People need to have good and healthy self-esteem, and we need to stop putting other people down.
Yeah. Ugh. And I think more so being true, and something that I work at it every day, being true to yourself, being honest.
Yes.
Right. And it helps build up confidence. It helps. And you don't have to, just like you said earlier, you don't have to look like other people all the time.
Exactly.
I don't know if I shared you the story. You know how I got my name Cindy?
I don't, but tell me.
So I grew up idolizing Cyndi Lauper.
Really?
So my Vietnamese name, my given name is Swan, Xuan.
It sounds like swan, like a beautiful swan. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I changed my name.
I like it.
Yeah,
though.
So growing up, Asian, self-esteem is something that I don't think in the Asian culture is really strong. And so living in the United States, starting at the age of 5, and, idolizing Cyndi Lauper growing up. And I just like, God, she's so unique. She's not worried about what people think of her, but from what I could tell, she's true to herself. And she enjoys life. And so that's how I got my name, Cyndi, Cyndi, through the inspiration and admiration that I grew up admiring Cyndi Lauper, just for her personality, her characteristic as a woman. And she was very different.
Right.
So remember the hairstyle? I used to look like Cyndi Lauper, too, shave my hair.
Really? Oh, I wish
sure
I had
did.
a picture.
Color,
We're gonna find
it was just so playful.
But I love your personality. You are, and you're all of those things.
Yeah, so that's why, but find yourself a role model, that you really inspire, that really gets you out of the box. But don't just follow a role model that you're comfortable with.
Right.
Challenge yourself. And I continue to share that story because I continue to look at Cyndi Lauper as a role model. And when I am down, beat up, I look at Cyndi Lauper, I look at Selena Dion, I look at several people in my life that keeps me going. And so being true to yourself is something
being authentic
to
who you are.
And
Taking
it's okay
the
if
from
you're
all
not
of those
perfect,
people that you
and
love,
okay,
but being authentic to yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. And that's what it's all about. This segment is really because, women have lost their sense of self, lost their sense of worth. And it's like, what can we do to help raise that? Well, number one, we need to have the conversation, which is exactly what we're doing. And so if you, know someone who's in this situation or have a tip on how we can, as women, raise our self-esteem, please give us a call at 504-260-9265. I know I have some psychologists listening out there. So what can we do as a community to raise the self-esteem of women, especially of our young girls? And I know they have a lot of groups, shout out to Diversity, who, make sure that they focus on young women. And with these groups, we can help, but these groups need more support.
Correct.
And we need to do it in our homes. What can we do for our girls? Because sometimes, I was watching something and a dad didn't even realize that his daughter was basically sexting to, some boys at school. But she didn't feel her worth, and he was literally drawn to tears. He's like, I had no idea she felt this way. She's being compared to all of these different things in the media at school. And, he thought they had one relationship, but internally she felt totally different. So have these conversations with your children. And, of course, we love our boys because I have one personally. Yeah. But we really want to raise the self-esteem of our girls because when we expect more, we're going to get more.
Yeah.
And we were speaking directly on Tuesday regarding women sharing men. But women can't share men if we don't allow it. So what are the weakest links and why are we accepting it? Why are we these weak links?
Wait, we're sharing men?
Women, we got into a specific conversation of certain women who don't want a man that isn't with another woman, who specifically
I must be really
geared
old.
to that.
I'm really confused. My face is just really confused.
Y'all should see Cindy's face right now.
So
exactly.
Confused.
Yes.
What?
But what they don't realize is when they're doing that, they're killing it for the rest of the women. You're the weak link. And so if you're offering it, you're the weak link. Well, we have Miss Carol online too. Miss Carol, help me out here. Welcome to The Good Life. We're on here at Gumbo Talk Thursday. We're going to raise the self-esteem of women all over.
How you doing? Yes, I was the same one who called in last time.
Yes,
You were
thank you for
talking
calling
about women. I think what the problem when I grew up with very low self-esteem. My dad wasn't really in the picture, and I know your fathers are such a vital part in girls' self-esteem. You know, your dad is the first person who really kind of teaches you, or I think shows you to really love yourself, makes you feel worthy, makes you feel that you're important. But then also looking at mothers, obviously they play a big role in it too. I think women, we can teach our daughters to love themselves more if we love ourselves more.
Yes.
We don't love ourselves if we're showing ourselves, we're exposing ourselves. We have no self-dignity. If we love ourselves and we show them how to love each other, if we just start by loving each other, stop bringing people down, give people compliments. Yes. If you see somebody, oh, I like your hair, tell them.
Correct.
If you like what somebody's wearing, oh, you look good today, tell them.
Exactly. It could literally change their entire day in mood.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that, Miss Carol, the comment, as a mom, Serena always comments, like, you and Dad are always, like, holding hands, and we're going to be 17 years pretty soon.
Congratulations. Right.
And I tell Serena, I said, one day I want you to marry a man like your father. She's like, and hopefully we're raising the bar for Serena and for Alexis and Shauna. And I truly agree with Miss Carol. We as mother and father needs to show our children,
right?
Because it starts at home.
Absolutely.
Right.
And Carol and Cindy, that father shows you, whether it be your father or father figure, they show you how a man should treat you.
Exactly.
So we need our men and our fathers to step up, especially for our young girls, to show them how a man should treat them.
That's right.
Open your daughter's door.
Exactly. Because I feel like your father, I feel a lot of women, your father is your ideal man that you want to be with.
Right.
So if you have a father who's sleeping around and you know that and he's just, he's not committed, well, unfortunately, I think that's the kind of relationship you tend to gravitate to. If you see your dad really in love with your mom, well, then I feel 9 times out of 10, you're going to marry a man who's really in love with you.
Exactly. And you're not going to put up with the okie doke.
That's right.
Exactly.
Because I will shout out to my father. My parents have been married for 50 years.
Wow.
And shoot, I want a man just like my father. So y'all can play around, but if y'all, and I'm not even talking about financially. I mean loyalty, honest, trustworthy. I mean, like, my dad is there for anything, we're all grown, and anything that, we need, and if we need to have a conversation, if we need a shoulder to lean on, he and my mother are always there, and they're there as a united front.
Yeah, and I think when we talk about relationship, it goes back to, being there for you. And the financial part is separate, but being a role model, providing you the proper advice, guiding you through things that you face, in life.
Right.
Those are the stuff that, that I think that is so valuable, because money comes, money goes. Right.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you something.
I mean, you could definitely, if a dad, I think men misunderstand, just because you might not have a whole lot of money to give to your kid, if you spend that time means so much more than money that'll come and go.
Yes. And Carol and Cindy, here's something that my father told me when I was in high school, because I went to him and I wasn't like a big dater in high school. I kind of felt like the ugly duckling or whatever. I was like, nobody. Yes. I was like, nobody likes me. And my dad's like, Eileen, they have the girls that they will play with in high school, and they have the girls that they will marry.
Yeah.
Be the girl that they will marry.
Yeah.
And that has stuck with me all my life. But what if I didn't have a father who told me that?
That's right.
I know, we're all, because I look at my grandfather. My grandfather used to write love notes to my grandmother.
Oh!
And it's just,
oh my God.
Yes. Yes, Carol, yes.
Yes, and it's just, to be able to, all these years later, to look at it, because now they've both passed, but to see that kind of love, to know that kind of love is possible.
Precious.
Yes, don't give up on it.
Yeah.
Precious.
We are going to close the show today. Carol, I want you to hold on because I want to get your number. So we want to have you on the show one day. So Lee, just hold on. Don't go anywhere, Miss Carol. We're about to close out the show, though. But ladies and gentlemen, we were talking to the ladies, but we really want to talk to the gentlemen as well. You know what? You are the first line of defense for your daughters, your nieces, and every female that's in your life. Show them how a man is supposed to treat them. And ladies, don't accept anything less. You are wonderful. You are loved, but you have to love yourself first. And I want to challenge everyone to do something. Get a piece of paper and draw a line and put 10 strengths on it. 10 things that you love about yourself. Okay. It's a lot harder than you think it is, but that's the good life. I want you to love yourself. And Miss Carol, please stay on the line. So this is the good life. This is Gumbo Talk Thursday. Y'all open your minds, live differently, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.